Chosen ones, you have to hear this no matter the risk. Final message. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Rumi's timeless words remind us that even in our struggles, there is divine purpose. Chosen ones, today's message is not just for your ears, it's for your spirit. It's a reminder that the battles you face, the doubts whispered into your soul, are not signs of weakness, but of your extraordinary calling. You've been targeted not because you're broken, but because you're powerful beyond measure. Before we dive deeper into this truth, I invite you to reflect. How have your struggles shaped your strength? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your journey. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom so you never miss a word meant for your soul's growth. 1. Why you've been spiritually attacked. The enemy never wastes time on the weak. Their focus is always the strong, the ones they fear, the ones they cannot control. You are that strong one. This is why your journey has been filled with resistance, with battles that seem unrelenting. The enemy recognized your light even before you did. They knew the magnitude of your calling, the power of your spiritual awakening, and they moved swiftly to stop it. They lied to you, planted seeds of doubt deep within your mind, manipulated your thoughts, and twisted your perceptions. They turned people close to you into weapons, using their words, their actions, their misunderstandings to tear you down. It wasn't random. It was calculated. Because they fear what happens when a chosen one steps into their power. They fear your awakening. They fear what will happen when you remember who you are, when you reclaim your authority, when you walk in your divine purpose. The enemy loses all control. Spiritual awakening is not a gentle unfolding. It is a confrontation, a breaking of chains, a rebellion against every lie that has tried to keep you small. The attacks on your life were never about your weaknesses. They were always about your strength. They feared the day you would realize your worth, the day you would remember that you are chosen, that you are destined for more. Every hardship, every betrayal, every sleepless night was meant to break you, but you are still here, and that terrifies them. Your spiritual awakening threatens the very foundation of their control. When you rise, others will rise with you. Your light exposes darkness. Your courage breaks generational chains. This is why the attacks have been so intense, so personal. Because your awakening is not just about you. It is about the countless lives connected to your obedience, your willingness to stand in your truth. The enemy knows that when a chosen one wakes up, the ripple effect cannot be stopped. This is why they targeted your mind first. Because once they plant doubt, they can manipulate your reality. They convinced you that you were unworthy, that you were powerless, that your dreams were too big. But deep inside, your spirit knew better. That whisper, that inner pull you felt, that's the voice of your spiritual awakening refusing to be silenced. No matter how hard they tried to suppress it, it kept rising, louder, clearer, undeniable. Understand this: the battles you faced are not proof that you are failing. They are evidence of the threat you pose to the forces of darkness. The greater the attack, the greater your purpose. The resistance you feel is confirmation of the path you're on. The fact that they came for you so hard should tell you just how powerful you are. You were born to disrupt their plans. You were born to break cycles, to bring light where there has only been shadow. And now you are awakening. The enemy feels it. They know they are losing control. The lies, the manipulation, the betrayal, it's all losing its grip because you are remembering. You are standing taller. You are stepping into your power. The fear they planted is being replaced by truth. The confusion they spread is being replaced by clarity. You are no longer who you were when this battle began. You are stronger, wiser, more aligned with your purpose. Your spiritual awakening is the weapon they cannot fight. Once you awaken, you cannot be controlled. Once you remember who you are, you cannot be silenced. So keep rising, keep standing. Every attack was meant to destroy you, but instead, it refined you. The fire didn't consume you, it forged you. If this message speaks to your spirit and you're ready to reclaim your power, comment below. I am stepping into my divine strength. 2. The enemy knew who you were. Before you did. They knew who you were before you ever had a chance to realize it yourself. From the moment you arrived on this earth, the enemy recognized the weight of your calling, the depth of your purpose, and the spiritual light you carried. Long before you spoke a word of destiny over your life, they were already moving against you, placing obstacles, sowing confusion, orchestrating setbacks. This wasn't random. This wasn't a coincidence. It was calculated resistance against your awakening. Every chosen one faces this. There's a reason spiritual giants like Jesus, Moses, and Malcolm X met opposition before they even stepped into their roles. Jesus, still a child, was hunted by a king afraid of a prophecy. Moses, an infant, marked for death by Pharaoh before he could even rise as a leader. Malcolm X, before his voice echoed through the world, met trials designed to crush him. This is the cycle. The attack always comes before the awakening. They move against you before you even recognize your own strength. The early battles you faced, the betrayals, the isolation, the manipulation were never because you were weak. They were because you are powerful. The enemy doesn't waste energy on the insignificant. They reserve their fiercest assaults for those who threaten the systems meant to keep others asleep. You felt the sting of rejection because your spiritual assignment required it. You endured isolation because your path demanded clarity and separation. Those around you were used as pawns, not because you were unworthy of love, but because your voice held a truth that could not be silenced. The wound is the place where the light enters you, Rumi reminds us. Those wounds were never meant to destroy you. They were designed to awaken you. Each scar etched a deeper knowing into your spirit, calling forth the strength that was hidden beneath the surface. The cracks in your armor were necessary, allowing the brilliance of your spiritual essence to shine through. This journey is not accidental. It is the refining fire of the chosen ones. It forges resilience, spiritual awareness, and unshakable clarity. You were meant to disrupt the darkness, to awaken others, and to challenge the structures that seek to suppress the light. But before you could rise to lead, you had to rise within yourself. Before you could speak truth to the world, you had to hear it echo in your own soul. All the battles you faced were perfectly aligned with your spiritual purpose. They were designed to strengthen you, to prepare you for what you were called to carry. The attacks were confirmation not of your weakness, but of your significance. The enemy knew who you were long before you did. They feared the day you would open your eyes and step into your power. But now you know. You see it. And once a chosen one awakens, there is no going back. The control they had, the illusions they planted, the fear they sowed, it all loses power. The chains fall, the lies crumble, and the chosen one stands in the fullness of their truth. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how, Nietzsche once said. Your why is spiritual. It is divine. It is the foundation that holds you steady when the storms rage. You were never meant to stay hidden. You were always meant to rise. Comment below, I am chosen and rising, to affirm your journey and inspire others to recognize their spiritual calling. 3. Your power cannot be learned, only inherited. Your power is not something that can be taught, mimicked, or borrowed. Others may study you, attempt to replicate your actions, or even mirror your words, but they will never hold your essence. This is because what you carry is not learned. It was placed within you before you ever took your first breath. It is spiritual. It is encoded deep within your being, etched into your soul as part of your divine inheritance. While others may work tirelessly to gain the wisdom or influence that seems to flow effortlessly from you, they will always fall short, for they do not possess what was given to you at birth. The attacks you've faced, the ridicule, the misunderstanding, they are not signs of weakness, but confirmations of your uniqueness. These challenges are not accidents. They are reactions to a power that threatens systems of control. Those who oppose you sense the difference, even if they cannot explain it. Their resistance reveals the truth. Your spiritual power stands as a disruption to what they know, and that makes you a threat. This has been true since the beginning, and every attempt to break your spirit has only proven the strength that lies within you. They can try to silence you, but they cannot extinguish what was divinely placed inside you. The ridicule you've endured is not a reflection of failure, but a signal of the light you carry. Your spiritual DNA was designed to withstand these storms. Every obstacle placed in your path was not to stop you, but to strengthen you. The resistance is part of the refining process, ensuring that when you rise, you do so unshakable, grounded in the truth of who you are. Your presence carries a frequency that disrupts the status quo. It is a silent force that others feel before you even speak. That is why doors that open for others are shut in your face. Why circles that welcome the average resist your entry. They recognize the power you carry, a power that cannot be controlled, manipulated, or contained, and so they push against it, hoping to diminish what they cannot understand. But their opposition only sharpens you. Every act of betrayal, every moment of isolation, every lie told about you has been part of your spiritual training. These experiences have stripped away what was never meant for you and revealed the core of your divine inheritance. While others seek validation, you've been called to walk a higher path, one that requires unwavering faith in what has been placed within you. Your journey is not about imitation or approval. It is about embodiment. The more you stand in your truth, the more your light shines uncontested. And though others may attempt to replicate your steps, they will always lack the spiritual essence that makes your path uniquely yours. This is the reality of being chosen not for privilege, but for purpose. Your power cannot be learned. It can only be inherited, and that inheritance is sacred. If this message resonates with your spirit, affirm your truth in the comments. My power is divine. It cannot be duplicated. 4. The war is invisible, but the attacks are real. The war you are facing is not one of flesh and blood. It is a silent battle fought in the unseen realms of the mind and spirit. Here, the weapons are manipulation, betrayal, and energy control, crafted not to harm your body, but to break your spirit. Every loss, every moment of betrayal, every setback that seemed to crush your soul, these were not random misfortunes. They were strategically placed, designed to drain you emotionally, weaken you spiritually, and cause you to doubt the very essence of who you are. Their aim has never been to destroy you physically. They know they don't need to. All they require is to plant enough doubt in your mind that you abandon your calling before you even begin to fully realize it. This battle is personal because it targets the core of your identity. They want you to question your worth, to feel small, insignificant, powerless. But here's what they fear you discovering. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are powerful. The opposition focuses its greatest efforts on those destined for spiritual awakening, those whose light can break chains and awaken others. The enemy doesn't waste time on those who pose no threat. They reserve their strongest attacks for the chosen ones, those carrying a mission that could shift the course of others' lives. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. These words, from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, reveal the true nature of your struggle. It is spiritual, waged against unseen forces that seek to keep you from stepping into your divine assignment. Every emotional blow, every manipulated betrayal, every whisper of doubt, they are calculated to pull you away from your path. The moments when you felt like giving up were not coincidences. They were pressure points designed to break your will. But those moments, those very breaking points, were also where your spiritual awakening was the closest. The setbacks were never just about external circumstances, they were testing your internal response. Would you surrender to doubt, or would you rise in faith? This is the hidden purpose behind the attacks: to stop you before you fully awaken, before you realize the magnitude of your light. They fear your awakening, because once a chosen one steps into their power, the enemy loses all control. And so, they attack your mind. They manipulate your emotions. They plant seeds of fear and inadequacy. But the fact that you are still here, listening, standing, refusing to give up, that is the proof of your strength. The time has come to reclaim your mind, to guard your spirit fiercely, to recognize that this is not just about survival, it's about rising into your true calling. The enemy's greatest weapon has been doubt, but your greatest shield is faith. Each attack you've endured has strengthened you. Each betrayal has refined you. The war is invisible, but the attacks are real. So is your power, and the enemy knows it. They wouldn't fight this hard if your light wasn't destined to shine. This is your spiritual awakening, the moment you recognize that these battles have not been in vain. They have been shaping you, forging you into the warrior of light you were always meant to be. If this message resonates with your spirit, and you're ready to stand strong in this unseen battle, repeat after me. I will not be broken. My spirit is unshakable, and I trust God's protection over my life. Let this declaration anchor you in truth. And if this spoke to your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a message meant to empower your journey. 5. You feel alone because you were set apart. Like an eagle soaring alone in the sky, the higher you rise, the fewer can follow. This loneliness is not a flaw. It is part of the design, a spiritual preparation that strips away the noise and distractions of the world. The eagle's solitude allows it to see farther, to sharpen its vision, and to thrive where others cannot survive. And just like the eagle, your isolation has been crafted to refine you, to elevate you to altitudes where only those chosen and prepared can dwell. Throughout history, those called to great destinies walked a similar path. Moses, separated from his people, spent 40 years in the wilderness. Jesus retreated into the desert for 40 days, facing temptation and trials alone before stepping fully into his divine mission. Malcolm X, isolated and rejected, endured imprisonment and personal transformation before his voice reached the world. This pattern repeats for every chosen one. The solitude is not the end, but the shaping ground where destiny is forged. Their separation was never a sign of abandonment. It was a necessary stage for their spiritual awakening. Your isolation, too, is a sacred appointment. The higher your calling, the more refinement it demands. You are being called to rise above the noise, to leave behind what is familiar, and to enter a spiritual altitude that only a few are chosen to walk. If the path was crowded, it wouldn't be the path of the chosen. It would be the path of the common. The silence that surrounds you is not empty. It is filled with divine purpose. It is within this quiet that your spirit becomes attuned to the deeper guidance that cannot be heard in the crowd. This spiritual separation is a crucible. It is where you are stripped of the need for validation, where your character is purified, and where your gifts are sharpened for the work ahead. The voices that once surrounded you, the distractions that once pulled at you, they fade in this sacred space, allowing you to hear the whispers of your soul. As Rainer Maria Rilke once said, "The only journey is the one within." This inner journey becomes the foundation on which your destiny is built. Though the path feels lonely, know that you are never truly alone. The spiritual realm surrounds you, your angels, your ancestors, the divine presence all standing guard as you are prepared. Their silence does not mean absence. It is in the quiet that they do their deepest work, guiding you unseen, but always present. Your separation is the proving ground. It is where you learn to stand without the applause of the crowd, where you learn to trust your own spiritual compass. You were set apart because your mission is unique. Like Moses, Jesus, and Malcolm X, your solitude precedes your elevation. The isolation is a sign that you are being prepared for something greater. You are not meant to stay in the shadows forever. You are meant to rise, and when the time comes, you will soar with the clarity, strength, and vision that only this spiritual solitude could give you. Don't forget to subscribe for more spiritual wisdom that reminds you your isolation has a purpose, your path is unique, and your destiny is waiting at higher altitudes. 6. They distract you with illusions. If they cannot defeat you, they will distract you. This is the silent strategy of the system designed to keep chosen ones from awakening to their true spiritual power. You, as one called to a higher mission, are not easily broken by direct attacks. Your strength, resilience, and divine purpose make you a formidable force. But even the strongest can be worn down through the subtle weapon of distraction entertainment, media, endless scrolling, designed not to entertain, but to enslave your attention and drain your energy. These distractions aren't random. They are engineered with precision. Every notification, every headline, every mindless scroll is a hook pulling you away from your mission. The system does not want chosen ones creating. It wants you consuming. Why? Because creation is divine. When you create, whether through your work, your thoughts, your spiritual practice, you step into your God-given power. You awaken. You align with your higher self. But when you consume endlessly, you stay asleep. You become passive, reactive, disconnected from the spiritual calling that was planted in your soul. This is how they win, not by defeating you physically, but by fragmenting your focus. The battle is not loud. It's silent, fought in those small choices you make each day. The choice to pick up your phone the moment you wake up instead of centering yourself in prayer. The choice to lose hours in media noise rather than sharpening your gifts in solitude. They don't have to break you. They just need to distract you long enough to delay your awakening. But chosen one, you are not called to live in delay. The mission placed inside of you requires clarity, focus, and the discipline to resist these illusions. Every moment you reclaim from distraction is a moment you reinvest in your spiritual growth. Each time you choose to turn away from the noise and tune into the silence, you strengthen your connection to your purpose. You rise. The enemy knows that if you awaken fully, their control over you is broken. That's why they work so hard to keep you entertained, scrolling, consuming anything but creating. Because a chosen one who creates is unstoppable. Creation aligns you with the Creator, magnifies your gifts, and brings light into a dark world. Remember the words from Romans 12, verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The pattern of this world is distraction. The renewal of your mind happens when you reclaim your focus, when you choose to be present, to create, to build, to awaken. You are here not to consume, but to contribute, not to be distracted, but to be disciplined. Guard your attention like your life depends on it, because your mission does. This spiritual war is not fought on battlefields, but in the quiet moments where you choose your focus. Reclaim those moments. Reclaim your power. If this message opened your eyes to the distractions around you, declare your focus today. Comment below. I am chosen. I reclaim my focus. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spiritual insights to keep you aligned with your mission. 7. Doubt is their favorite weapon. Doubt is their sharpest weapon, not forged in steel, but shaped in silence. They don't need to chain your body when they can imprison your mind. They know that if they can plant seeds of hesitation, you'll hold yourself back. From the moment you took your first breath, self-doubt has been their most effective tactic. Whispered into your spirit, reinforced by the world around you, designed to keep you small, unsure, and stuck. But this isn't about weakness. This is the mark of a spiritual awakening. The stronger your calling, the more relentless the attacks on your mind. Every powerful soul faced this same silent war. Jesus was doubted, even by those closest to him. Malcolm X was doubted before his voice shook systems. Nikola Tesla was dismissed while his visions built the future. Doubt always precedes the rise of the chosen. It is the test before the breakthrough, the resistance before the release. When you feel that hesitation creeping in, when the voice tells you that you're not enough, it is not confirmation of your failure, but evidence of your significance. They do not waste energy on those without purpose. The fact that you are under attack is proof that your power threatens them. Doubt works because it makes you question yourself. When you question yourself, you hesitate. And when you hesitate, you delay stepping into your purpose. This delay is their victory. They know that the moment you align fully with your destiny, the illusion of their control shatters. Spiritual awakening is not about learning something new. It is about unlearning the lies and peeling back the layers of fear that were placed upon you. It is about remembering that you were chosen long before the doubt began. This battle is not fought with swords or shields, but with truth. And truth is your greatest defense. The attacks on your mind are designed to keep you disconnected from your essence, to make you forget the divine power that runs through you. But every moment you choose faith over fear, every time you rise despite the doubt, you reclaim your spiritual authority. You reclaim the ground they tried to take from you. Understand that they fear your awakening. They fear what happens when a chosen one steps fully into their power, unshaken by their tactics. Doubt is their final defense. When nothing else works, they whisper lies into your spirit, hoping you'll believe them. But you've come too far to believe them now. You've endured too many storms to surrender at this point. Your resilience, your survival, your continued rising, these are the signs of your unstoppable awakening. When doubt surfaces, let it remind you that you are on the brink of something powerful. Let it be the signal that you are stepping into territory they cannot control. Speak this over yourself. I am chosen. I am powerful. My spiritual awakening cannot be stopped. These words are not just affirmations. They are spiritual warfare. They reclaim your mind and silence the lies. This is your moment to rise. The doubt you feel is not the end. It is the beginning of your breakthrough. The stronger the resistance, the closer you are to walking fully in your calling. They knew who you were before you did. That's why the attacks started early. But now you know. And once you know, you cannot be controlled. Stay connected with our community of spiritual warriors by subscribing to our channel. Here, we break the chains of doubt and remind each other of the power within. Remember, every great soul faced doubt before they rose. You are no different. You are chosen, equipped, and destined for more. 8. You've been tested for a reason. You have been tested for a reason. Every challenge you faced, every hardship that's come your way, was never random. These weren't accidents or mere coincidences. They were spiritual tests, specifically designed to shape you, refine you, and prepare you for the immense power and purpose that you carry within. Like gold must endure the fire to emerge pure, your soul has walked through flames to become stronger, clearer, and more aligned with your divine calling. The trials were not placed in your path to break you. They were there to reveal the unbreakable core of who you are. The strongest souls are always given the hardest battles. This is a universal truth because purpose demands resilience. Without the pressure, there is no diamond. Without the struggle, there is no growth. Just as Moses wandered for 40 years in the wilderness before he could lead his people to freedom, and just as Jesus fasted for 40 days in isolation before stepping into his divine mission, you too have been placed in situations meant to prepare you for what lies ahead. These moments of isolation, these battles against doubt and fear, have been the crucible in which your spiritual strength has been forged. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Your trials have been the how, but your why is your mission, your divine purpose that cannot be fulfilled without first proving your strength, your endurance, and your commitment. The universe, God, the higher powers, they don't waste time testing those who have no purpose. The very fact that you've been through what you've been through is proof that you are chosen for something greater. Every betrayal you've suffered, every time you've been brought to your knees in despair, was a test. A spiritual question asking, "Will you rise again?" And each time you stood back up, you answered that question with a resounding yes. Those moments were not there to humiliate you, but to humble you, to ground you in the truth that your strength does not come from external validation. It comes from within, from your connection to the divine. Helen Keller once wrote, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved." This is your story. Your soul has been strengthened. Your spiritual vision is now sharper than ever. And your ambition, no longer rooted in ego, is aligned with your higher calling. You are not here to simply survive your trials. You are here to be transformed by them. The fire you walked through was not to burn you, but to burn away everything that was never truly you. What remains is the refined, awakened, powerful version of yourself, ready to step fully into the purpose that has always been waiting for you. If this message resonates with your spirit, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the wisdom meant to strengthen you on your journey. Declare your faith in the process by commenting below, "I am being refined for my divine purpose." 9. The time to rise is now. No more waiting. The perfect moment you've been hoping for? It has always been now. Every second you hesitate, every time you tell yourself, "Not yet," you surrender ground to the enemy. But the truth is, chosen ones do not ask for permission to rise. They do not wait for conditions to be favorable or for the world to applaud their readiness. They declare their place. They step forward boldly, knowing that their calling is not something that can be delayed or negotiated. This spiritual journey demands action, not someday, but today. Hesitation is the most powerful weapon the enemy uses against you. The battle is intensifying, and the forces working against your spiritual awakening thrive on your delay. They whisper, "Wait for a better time. Wait until you're stronger, more prepared." But chosen ones, this is the lie that keeps you from stepping into the fullness of who you are. The enemy doesn't need to defeat you outright. They only need to keep you still long enough for doubt to take root and for your spirit to lose momentum. Doubt becomes the silent chain that binds your potential, holding you back from rising into the spiritual warrior you were designed to be. Like the eagle that does not shy away from the storm but soars above it, chosen ones are made for the battle. The storm is not a signal to retreat. It's a call to rise higher. You were created to withstand this pressure. Your wings were built for these winds. The spiritual resistance you feel is not proof that you are weak. It is confirmation that you are powerful, that your rise threatens the darkness. They fear what you will become once you stand fully in your spiritual authority. That is why the obstacles appear, why the doubts whisper louder when you are on the verge of stepping into your purpose. You must understand that every moment of hesitation is time given away. The enemy's strategy is simple: keep you doubting, keep you waiting. But the battlefield doesn't pause for your readiness. The time to rise, to claim your place, has always been now. And every step forward, no matter how uncertain, chips away at the chains that were forged to keep you small. Chosen ones move, even when afraid. They speak, even when their voice trembles. They rise, even when the world tells them to sit down. So the message is clear. The spiritual battle intensifies with each passing day. The delay is no longer an option. You were born for this moment, shaped for this fight. The time to rise is not coming. It is here. And it demands your presence, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to your spiritual mission. If you've made it this far, it's clear you're ready to rise. Drop a comment saying, "My time is now," to declare your place in this moment. 10. Your energy is your greatest weapon. Your energy is your greatest weapon. It is not something to be taken lightly or given away freely. It is the essence of who you are, the force that fuels your purpose and drives your spiritual awakening. This is why manipulators, energy leeches, and those with hidden agendas are drawn to you. They sense the power radiating from within you, even when you might not yet fully understand it yourself. They are attracted to your light because it exposes their darkness. And so, protecting your energy is not optional, it is essential. Guarding your energy is an act of survival. Your life, your mission, and your spiritual awakening depend on it. When your energy is scattered or drained, your focus weakens, your spirit becomes heavy, and your purpose dims. This is why you must protect it as fiercely as you would your most valuable possession, because it is. You cannot afford to be careless with what fuels your spirit. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is spiritual maintenance. It is the armor that shields you from those who come to steal, kill, and destroy your peace. When you stand firm in protecting your energy, distractions begin to fade. Manipulators lose their grip on your mind. You create space for clarity, and in that space, the right people and the right opportunities are drawn toward you. Just as a healthy immune system repels disease, a guarded spirit repels toxic energy. The power of spiritual awakening lies not only in knowing who you are, but also in defending that identity from anything that seeks to distort it. Consider your energy like a garden. If left untended, weeds of negativity, doubt, and toxic influence will overrun it, suffocating the beauty and potential that lies beneath. But when you tend to that garden, removing what doesn't serve you, watering what nourishes you, you create a space where growth is inevitable. Spiritual awakening requires that kind of daily attention and care. It demands that you be intentional about what you allow in and what you release. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Some come to uplift, but many come to take. It is your sacred duty to discern the difference. Protect your space. Protect your peace. This is not about isolation. It is about preservation. You are here for a purpose, and that purpose requires the full strength of your energy. Guard it, nurture it, and align it with the higher calling on your life. Every day, ask yourself, where is my energy going? Who or what is receiving the best parts of me? Are they pouring back into my spirit, or are they leaving me empty? These questions are the tools of spiritual awakening. They help you recalibrate, refocus, and remain aligned with your divine path. Your energy is your greatest weapon. It is the key to your spiritual awakening. Protect it as though your life depends on it, because it does. If this message resonates with you, drop a comment below. I protect my energy at all costs. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss powerful insights like this. Your energy is sacred. Let's keep it that way. 11. They will come for you when you rise. As you rise into your spiritual calling, know that resistance is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of elevation. The moment you begin to step into your power with clarity and confidence, the manipulators, the doubters, and those who once seemed indifferent will return. They will try to pull you back to where they feel comfortable, where your light doesn't expose their shadows. They were at ease when you questioned yourself, when your vision was clouded and your purpose uncertain. But now that you stand firm, they fear what you are becoming. This is the spiritual battle faced by every chosen one. The higher you climb, the more your clarity disturbs those who benefit from your confusion. Don't fall into the trap of explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. They twist your words, question your motives, and project their insecurities onto you, not because they can't understand, but because understanding you would force them to confront the parts of themselves they refuse to heal. Wasting your breath on these people drains your energy, leaving you depleted when your mission requires your full strength. History has shown us this pattern time and time again. Jesus, Moses, and every spiritual leader who walked in truth faced fierce opposition. The resistance is always greatest when you begin to live fully in your purpose. Jesus himself said, "A prophet is not without honor except in his own town, among his relatives, and in his own home." The rejection you face from familiar places is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of the discomfort your growth brings to others. As your light grows brighter, it exposes what others have buried in darkness. Your role is not to convince them. Your role is to remain aligned, anchored in your spiritual identity, and unwavering in your mission. Marianne Williamson reminds us, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Your power unsettles those who have chosen to live small. They are not prepared for the mirror your growth holds up to their limitations. Let their resistance be your confirmation. Every attempt to pull you down, every word of doubt, every manipulative tactic is proof that you are breaking free. Stay grounded. Stay focused. You were not chosen to explain yourself. You were chosen to embody the light, to fulfill the spiritual mission placed on your heart. The noise around you is just that noise. Let it pass. Hold steady to your path, knowing that the attacks are only signs that you are exactly where you are meant to be. To affirm your strength in the face of resistance, declare your stance. Comment below, "I rise unshaken," to stand firm in your clarity and inspire others to stay true to their spiritual path. 12. Final message. Step into your destiny. Everything you've endured has led you to this moment. Every hardship, every betrayal, every season of isolation, none of it was by accident. These were spiritual tests, refining you like gold in the fire, shaping you into someone who is not only capable of surviving, but destined to rise. The fact that you are still standing is not proof of mere endurance. It is evidence that you are ready to step out of the shadows, ready to claim the destiny that has always been waiting for you. There comes a time in every chosen one's journey when the comfort of hiding becomes heavier than the fear of rising. You have lingered long enough on the edges, perhaps questioning if now is the right time, if you are enough, or if someone else is more qualified. But hear this: the waiting has served its purpose. The shadows were never meant to be your permanent home. They were only the place where your spirit could be strengthened without the noise of the world. As the wilderness shaped Moses, as the desert prepared Jesus, so too has your isolation prepared you for this very hour. The spiritual battle within you is no longer about survival. It is about acceptance. Acceptance of the truth that you have been chosen. No one else can walk this path for you. The world might not understand the depth of your calling, but the calling was never theirs to understand. It was placed in your heart before you even knew how to name it. Every tear, every moment of doubt, every silent prayer whispered in the dark, they were all seeds planted for this harvest. Now the decision stands before you, to rise or to remain. The shadows may feel familiar, but they cannot hold your destiny. Excuses can no longer serve as a shelter. Fear can no longer be your companion. You have been tested and proven. The spiritual realm recognizes your readiness, even if your mind still hesitates. And though the perfect moment may seem elusive, know this truth: the time is now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more prepared. Now destiny does not wait for permission. It demands boldness. It calls for a leap of faith that may terrify you, but also liberates you. This is not just about personal achievement. It is about fulfilling the purpose for which you were sent. Your rise is not for you alone. It is for the many who will be awakened by your courage. There is a spiritual weight behind your steps that will ripple far beyond what you can see. No more hiding. No more waiting for someone to tell you that you are worthy. You have always been worthy. The trials were not designed to break you. They were designed to reveal you. And now, the only thing left is your choice. Will you rise into your destiny? Will you step forward, knowing that every moment of pain was preparation for this? The time is now. Thank you for joining me today on Spiritual Wisdom. If this message resonated with your spirit, don't keep it to yourself like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear this truth, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss another message designed to empower and awaken the chosen ones. Together, let's continue shining light where others fear to look. Until next time, stay strong, stay aligned, and never forget you are chosen for a reason.